Hello. Is this picking up? Okay. Nice. Perfect. All right. Good morning. Let's come over here. Get this working. All right. Right from the jump, we have this nice RTH gap. All right. So it looks like we're working ourselves down in this RTH gap. So we've left some relative equal highs right here. That's suspect. Suspect. Looks like they left some relative equal highs too on ES. We're working inside this new day opening gap and the midpoint of that RTH gap. We've just taken out this swing low inside of new day opening gap. Dollar's been bearish. Nasdaq's just hit its RTH gap. Whoops. Nasdaq might want to come down for this high. I'm at this low here, which should be refilling in this discount premium wick. Yes, it's close. Oh, dang, my screen's black. Sheesh. Is it still black? Sheesh. Dang it. No. Okay. Can you hear me okay? Oh, bad. Man, thanks for tuning in. So awesome. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. My boy in the suit, yeah, bro. Man, drippy. Dripping. Man, you gotta look the part. All right, so it looks like we're working inside this new day opening gap and the midpoint of this RTH gap here. So there's there's some consolidation. There's some repricing into a discount. We're butting our head in these new day opening gaps. Let me double check if we have any news. Looks like at 10 a.m. we have some CB. So we're just going to chill out and wait for that CB to hit. I'll check out on Nasdaq. Looks like Nasdaq's working back inside this first presented fair value gap. Whoops. These relative equal highs are sus. I think they're there's just it's too young. Too young right now. Yeah, I want to see what they do with this number, the CB number, before I start thinking about a setup, because this swing low is definitely in the crosshair right here. These relative equal highs are in the crosshair. I mean, if we get past this new day opening gap, there's potential for us going to this swing low here, but I have to see what we do after taking this low, because the structure here is we're going bullish. We just refilled in this, kind of dropped off, taking out this 830 low. Let's see something. Yeah. We had a huge sell-off from London. Worked inside of a discount. Looks like Nasdaq's kind of holding support. I'm gonna take a look at Dow. Not sure what Dow's wanting to do. Kind of retracing back in that RTH gap. So since ES has taken out its 830 low, I'm seeing Nasdaq is potentially going to run that low out. Taking a look at dollar. Looks like dollars has a market structure shift. We'll be probably going for these relative equal highs right here. Looks like ES is coming off of that low from 830. Like to see what we do within this new day opening gap. Yeah, nothing too exciting. I like this sell-off right here into this fair value gap, aiming for this swing low. That's a nice little 5-handle run. That ain't bad at all. Looking down here, there's a bunch of grouped up new day opening gaps. That's going to be problematic if we work down here. It'll probably be really webbed up if price wants to go into these levels. If we can stay above these levels, definitely looking at this area here as some liquidity. I'm being mindful that this might be a Judas swing. Yeah, I'm in a live AMP account. I don't even know if I can show it. It's little. It's itty bitty. It's a small baby account. It's a 450. Super small. I've been just trading like micros off of it and just kind of learning as I go. There's some videos I put out on the YouTube channel where I was doing um, demos. I was doing some demos, but now I'm working with a real live account, just with about $500. Not trying to over leverage. No funded accounts. I did have some accounts on Top Step, but I blew them. I that was about like 5 months ago or so. But for now, I've just been working with the AMP account. I like it a little bit better because I don't have to stress out about rules and stuff. I can just kind of go at my own pace, which I like. Looks like if we get above this swing high here, we're going to have a structure shift and we'll be coming back into this high here. I don't know where that came from. So this is what we have right now going on ES. We opened up in a premium. We worked ourselves lower. We completely refilled into yesterday's closing price. We've taken out a swing low found at the morning session. And we have a market structure shift right now working inside this new day opening gap. I want to see us move away from this new day opening gap above this high and potentially run this opening bell high here. I'm going to take a look at Nasdaq. Looks like Nasdaq is showing support right here off this RTH gap. They left relative equal highs here on the 15-minute and this today's high for the entire session since midnight opening. We have a volume balance in here. I like to see if this shows support and sends us higher into possibly this swing high. So instead of having this big gray box here, I'm just going to use some lines. Take this off here. Do something like that. So yeah, not much excitement, not much movement, honestly, with ES or Nasdaq. It's just very back and forth price range, waiting for this 10 a.m. CB consumer news data. Once we have that injected in the marketplace, we'll start hunting for some setups. We just got to be patient. They left relative equal lows down here. It might want to come down and run that because it's failed to price above consequent encroachment here. It hit it, used the volume imbalance to lay a body across it, ran these lows. Okay, so ES is showed rejection off the new day opening gap high, came back down, ran this singular swing low. Now we're grouped up in these new day opening gaps here on the left. There's a volume imbalance here, inefficiency. Yeah, it's just, I'm gonna just keep on waiting. Session's still young. Oh, man. Yeah, it was a nice sweep with the 950 macro hitting this low. After taking this swing low, anytime there's a swing low taken, especially on the higher time frames and lower time frames, I like to see if there's some kind of rejection coming back into this swing high. All right, we're looking at NQ. NQ swept its lows down here. Looks like it's coming back up into this volume imbalance. We want to see, does this overtake it, or does this send this lower into, let's see here, and do something like this into this area. If it's overtaking this volume imbalance, we're taking a look at this swing high and potentially this swing high refilling into the SIBI. Okay, looks like Dow's coming down to take out its low. Looks like ES is getting some movement higher. Nasdaq's put a body across this volume imbalance. I'm watching to see if it touches it and send us higher to the swing high. I'm going to take this box away. All right, I'm going to be right back. Nice sweep in the macro, 4 port longs. Yes, sir. I'll be back. Be back in about like, I don't know, like 5 minutes or so. Whoops. Take a look at this swing high. I'll be back. All right. So we got some continuation lower. So this low right here is very suspect. Okay. So I'm still going to wait for the next 5 seconds or so. Or honestly, I'm going to wait a little while till I think of a trade idea, because this news report might run this low right here. And I have to just wait to see if it's going to reject off of it or if it sends us even more lower. Looks like dollar's kind of working itself lower now. Okay, I'm going to take a look at Nasdaq. Okay, so this is what I'm processing right now. So we've completely taken this low that was found at 7. We've taken out a low that was from yesterday's morning session low. We have a new week opening gap right here that it's touching. Okay. So we have these relative equal lows that are hit. We have this new day opening gap. I'm not going to rush in just because I like working inside of macros. So it looks like the consequent encroachment of this long wick here found at Monday's morning London session is the new day opening gap low. So they might want to use that. Looks like NQ's had a huge sell off. Looks like over here on the 15-minute NQ has a long wick found at Mondays. And I'm just going to draw out the consequent encroachment. Okay. So it looks like on ES, we're refilling in the SIBI here. Okay. So we have relative equal highs right here. And we have sell side right here. We're right now tagging this new week opening gap. I'm watching to see if we find support here and send us higher. Okay. I want to break this wick here into quadrants. Okay. Looks like we're working in the lower end of this sell-off. All right. So it looks like this SIBI here is going to be inverted. I'm going to drop down to the 15-second. Looks like price was wanting to possibly run these highs here. Okay, so it looks like it's going to run out this swing high here along with refilling this SIBI here. We've had a market structure shift here. We didn't even get down to consequent encroachment of that 1 minute wick. Watching to see how we react after taking these relative equal highs on the 15-second while butting our head within this 1 minute SIBI. On the 5 minute, we've created a SIBI here. We're in a pretty deep discount. I'm looking at the consequent encroachment of this 1 minute SIBI here. Looking on the 15-second chart for Nasdaq, it looks like we have some relative equal highs here. We have a structure shift here. Looks like we're working ourselves higher. We failed to make a lower low. Looks like we're overshooting this SIBI. I'm watching to see if we tag on to this SIBI here and send us higher into these relative equal highs. Potentially inverted. Just going to wait and see. Looks like the 950 to 1010 macro has been finished. We've ran all this sell side on the higher time frame, and on the smaller time frame, it looks like we're retracing from that huge sell-off. So right now, looking at ES, we have this inefficiency right here just above the new day opening gap. I'm going to want this to be a breakaway gap. Whoops. For any kind of long idea, I would like for this to stay open. It just lets, oh shit. Didn't mean to do that. All right, just looking to see if this supports price in here. Looks like we're coming off of that sweep. Looks like we're pulling back on the 15-second. All right. So right now, in my mind, I'm wanting us to be strong. I'm looking at these relative equal highs, but also in my mind, I understand that we've had a huge sell-off. So we could be looking for lower pricing. If we overtake this busy here and fail to show support coming above this high, then I'll be looking for this low right here and this low. So this busy here has to show me some kind of support with distance away from this area for me to look at higher pricing into this area here. If not, we'll come below and start working our way into this new day opening gap. I'm going to take a look at Nasdaq. It looks like Nasdaq was refilling its 5-minute SIBI here. It's ran its relative equal highs here. I'm going to drop into a 1-minute. All right. Looks like dollar is completely heavy, taking out some sell side liquidity targets. All right, so it looks like the bodies are respecting this. All right, if we can overtake this SIBI here, that would be us going towards a bullish stance. Let's watch and see if this gets overtaken. I'm going to take a look at Nasdaq. Looks like it's just retraced like ES. Okay. So I'm just going to say this. I want to see if, since this is not going to be a breakaway gap, I want to see how far they can take it under this low here and potentially reject and get us into this high here. And I'm only having this idea because of how strong dollar is with being weak. I'm wondering and watching to see if this is going to be intact, that we're not going to take out this 1003 low. This 1-minute busy has been completely redone. I'm watching now if this is going to be inverted. It looks like we just hit the new week opening gap high right here and just kind of came off of it. We're still in this back and forth within this SIBI to this busy. It's 50-50. It's just kind of building up orders right now. Looks like Nasdaq is kind of working a little bit lower into this wick here. We're still young in the session. It's 10:20. Okay, so sorry if I'm making y'all yawn. Just trying to relax myself. Nasdaq's left these relative equal highs. That's sus. We left a 5-minute swing high here. Okay. Let's see. So there's nothing exciting yet. Kind of leaning on the fence of just waiting for that 1050 macro because I've had a huge sell off and we're just kind of working inside that range here at the bottom end. Looks like Nasdaq's starting to drop. Might be interested in these lows. Okay, looks like Nasdaq is dropping down. Looks like ES is following. Okay. Looks like it's coming for that Monday London low. Okay, so within ES, we've just taken out the 1006. Nasdaq is weaker. It's taking out the 1003 low. So we have ES refilling into the SIBI. Looks like Nasdaq's working into its SIBI. Okay. So ES has failed to take out its 1003. Looks like it's overshooting that SIBI. Nasdaq took out its 1003. Just watching to see if it's going to respect this SIBI. Okay. So it looks like since ES has failed to take out its 1003 low, it's coming up and it might potentially take out this high here. Looking at Nasdaq to see if it's going to get its SIBI inverted. Just looking at the 45-second chart, if it's going to respect this busy and this new week opening gap. So it looks like Nasdaq is just working inside this SIBI here. It's not setting price even lower, not yet. So I'm just taking that into account. These highs look suspect, and these highs. I'm just being careful here because of us working within this new week opening gap here. And we're at such a discount. Looks like we're pricing below the SIBI here. And that might just want to send us lower to take out this swing low here. Also, I'm mindful of the 1050 to 1110 macro, and from 11 to 12, there's a retracement in the lunch hour. So I'm just kind of factoring that in right now within um, liquidity, because there's a lot of people with stop losses above this swing high here. And to be honest with you, the only thing exciting for today was that 10 a.m. news driver that just hit lower. And other than that, we've just kind of been hanging around at the bottom. So it looks like Nasdaq's got a little bit of a push back into this small inefficiency right here. Also, with dollar being so heavy, that's why I'm kind of on the fence with going short. And I'm just watching to see how they're playing out with taking these swing lows here, and how ES has failed to take this swing low found at 1003, and that's a divergence. So in my mind, I'm just kind of seeing if there's going to be some kind of displacement higher because of dollar being so weak that we can take out this, 1011 high here, which has been everyone's swing point for putting their stop loss. So that's just what I'm thinking. So it looks like we're just wicking. Um, Looks like we're just kind of pushing up. Nasdaq's working inside this SIBI here, completely just kind of repricing inside of it. Not trying to guess the breakout because we've already worked so much lower, and we're just stalling, just kind of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I'm interested to see if what we do with this new week opening gap low. Also, to be mindful of, look at of today, Tuesday. Look at how much we've sold off, retraced, 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 sent us lower. And that's why we're seeing this consolidation in here, because we just had a big move from the London session. That's why we're getting all this consolidation, because the moves already happened. I mean, sure, there's setups, and I'm potentially wanting these highs here. It's just, I mean, look at NASDAQ here on the 5-minute, huge sell off. Boom, boom, boom. And that's why we're getting this stalling consolidation after a distribution lower, after taking this liquidity. The liquidity. The liquidity. So I'm just being mindful. I'm not trying to put too much risk on the table because it's just not, it's nothing exciting. It's nothing like jumping off my screen like, oh yeah, it's like definitely going there. It's like going here, coming back, refilling, this inefficiency, then moving away. It's not attractive. I just want to see what this 1050 macro does. And then I'll probably stay a little bit longer. All right, we're entering the 1050 macro. I'm just watching to see if this 1 minute busy is going to show support and send us higher into that 1010 high. Refilling that 5 minute SIBI. This is a risk-free trade. I've moved the ticks to cover cost and commission. I've been watching this swing high for the beginning of the session, and it just looked really suspect. Because if it was going to run these relative equal highs, I feel like it would probably push a little bit more and take out that 5 minute swing high. So we're right now in the 1050 macro. Dollar's been dropping pretty heavy, and there's been a lot of interest in that swing high there. I'll move my stop loss to do a little bit more. So I'm just kind of watching price, see if it wants to push a little bit more. It might want to create another fair value gap. I like how we have displacement. Just letting the trade go. Just watching for the swing high here. Seems really close. It looks like we created another 1 minute busy here. It might want to retrace and touch that. Just being patient with it. So there we go. Nice. So we're 3-1 this week. This was a nice little $40 trade. We were hunting it for a while now, which is nice. I got down right in here, 62.50. So I got my entry right in here. I used the inverted SIBI here, and I saw this as a market structure shift with a breakaway gap. We've just swept the low of the session, and this was a 5 minute swing high. So this was very suspect within the time of 1050 to 1110 macro. We also had this inefficiency still not fully repriced to on the 5 minute here. So that's what made me go for that. I'm going to end the stream here. It was good, tape reading and trading with y'all. Hope y'all have a good day.